Welcome to FilmIn5D, the show that rigs everything film with the 5D Mark II. I'm your host, Aaron Hammock, and this week we do things a little bit differently with a podcast with our friends from LJ Films.
I thought we were doing camera shots.
No, we'll do that next week. We're going to do a podcast this week about rigs, because we haven't done rigs yet and I don't really own any, so we could do a little cooperation with someone else. Collaboration, I guess.
That sounds fun.
Alright, so we have LJ Films with us here today, and they're going to show us how to make some rigs, since we haven't really covered that yet. I don't actually own any rigs, so we're going to go to them for some advice in about, maybe 2 to 3 different rig setups. So take it away.
Alright, basically rig is a support system for your camera, which basically helps you stabilize your camera. Since your DSLRs or your basic camera doesn't give you a fluid shot with your handheld style shooting, this kind of rig system helps you get a stable shot. So when it comes to rigs, there are lots of stuff to take in mind, but first of all, the main part of it starts with the rod systems. Basically, you can have different sizes of rods. You may have the 12 inches or the 18 inches. The next thing you may have is a base plate where it attaches to your rods, and a follow focus, and a matte box. So when it comes to rig, there's a lot of styles and there are a lot of manufacturers producing different rigs for your camera. First of all, when it comes to budget shooting, there are low-end rigs, which are one of it, the one I have here is a camcaddy rig. What it does is attaches your camera. You can shoot your video in a low angle or in a cage style. So this is one of it, and this is really affordable. So if you don't have the budget to purchase different rods or your matte box, it's a one way to go. But if you really are needing a system such as a rods and a follow focus system, well, you can purchase your rod system. There are manufacturers producing different rods. First off, the one I have here is an 18-inch rod, and this is basically a long one, so you can use this to build up for your shoulder rigs. So the one I have here is a shoulder pad, which can attach to my rig, the one I have here. So using a adapter which attaches to this rod to your rods, you are able to attach this on here and use it at a shoulder style rig. Having a shoulder style rig is not always the good option to go, because let's say if you're shooting events and you don't always have to carry around heavy rigs. So if you want to shoot lightweight and if you want to shoot run and gunning styles, guerrilla style shooting, you can able to bring down the rigs into like this small style shooting style rig, such as the one I have here. This has everything on here. It has a matte box, a follow focus, and a handle, and you are able to keep the form factor of the DSLRs. Having this rig is not always ideal to carry around, but if you are able to have the convenience to attach this accessories such as the handles, the matte box for your filters, a follow focus to control your follow focus system, this is one way to think about before shooting. Or you can stabilize your shots by using just a simple strap, or a strap that comes with your Canon. Now the best rig out there could be your body. Aside from purchasing different kind of rigs and such, you can make the best out of your body itself. So using your straps around your neck, putting a force against it, you are able to pull off great shots. Are these all rigs necessary for your filming? Well, not necessarily, because it really breaks down to your project and what you're shooting. Let's say if you really need a shot for your music video where you really need a smooth shots for your glide cam shots, well, you really need a stabilizer, or you can work it out with your web stabilizer on your After Effects. But if you are really needing a stabilizer, you can always rent a stabilizer and then shoot for your project. I think that's pretty much it for this rig.
So there are a lot of people out there who use DSLRs because they're really small. So, a lot of people don't really want to add all these accessories that make them bigger. What's the advantage that, that you would tell somebody like that would make them want to actually use a big rig?
First off, having this small DSLR in your hands, it's not ideal to hold it and then shoot great videos. It may give you really bad shots using your hand. But having this big rig around it with handles, you are able to improve steady shots, and that's the first reason that you need to make your DSLR a bit bigger and make it bulkier and get great shots and stable shots. Second of all, as bragging as it sounds, the bigger gears you have, you are able to impress your clients and get better jobs or anything like that. So having this big system actually helps you also bring out the form factor. I mean, although this may sound big, but this is not that big because it is a DSLR and can still fit inside a car. Having this big rig system definitely helps you stabilizing your shot and impress your clients.
So which rig is your favorite? What do you find yourself using the most? Because I like to run and gun myself, so I really just use kind of my eyepiece and maybe a shoulder mount or whatever. But what do you use?
Right. For me, I used to shoot a lot with my shoulder style rig because I used to be a gearhead and I purchased lots of gears, and then I thought having this big shoulder mount system will actually help give you better shots. But in the end, what I found out was that what I really end up shooting is a small form factor. Sometimes I use a follow focus or not, but what I really find using is a USB follow focus, so you don't have to attach a lens gear to every separate lens you have, because you have to separate lenses when you're shooting different shots. So having this USB, you are able to control your focus just using your follow focus without changing your lens gears. And also, shoulder system are great, but what I end up using the most is a monopod. I mean, this does a lot of job, and this only costs for around 300 bucks, but the rig I have here costs more than like 5,000 US dollars. So saving money on this monopod would help you more on your filmmaking needs than buying all this separate kind of rigs. But these days there are lots of eBays and everywhere selling different cheap rigs, so they also worth the money. So those are the options that you can look for and then see it for yourself.
But that's it for this week. Be sure to check out LJ Film's YouTube channel at this link here. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them to me via @mentions on twitter.com/AaronHammock, or you can leave a comment below. You can follow our show's Twitter at FilmIn5D, or if you're on Facebook, like our page at this link here. We'll be back next week to talk about different types of camera shots.
Are you sure we're going to do that?
Yes, we're going to do that. And we have a new little sketch.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we haven't done one in a while. Can you guess what it is?
I don't know, can I?
No, you can't. But we haven't done one in a while, and kind of been doing the same stuff, same sponsor stuff, so I wanted to do, go back to what we were doing before, because I really like doing it. But it's a secret, so you will see it next week.
Nice.
See you next week.
Who let the dog out? Who? Who?